Okay, just a little update. I have decided I'm going to make a few minor changes to the layout. Decided that in the light of, I've got a B1 there, I've got a couple of green locomotives, the way I've configured the Black 5 and I'm expecting the same with the Crab, they ain't going to go around a 5-foot radius curve, so yeah, I've decided I'm going to do a few movements. I've been playing in any rail. I think I can get everything out to a 6-foot radius curve, 6'6" radius curve on the outside, and knowing that these do go through Peco points, I'm going to move it. Now the first thing I'm doing is I'm taking this point here out. I'll just zoom out a little bit, see if we can get it in. Okay, there we go. This first point in front of the northeastern hoppers is coming out. Those two sidings are on the end. They were pretty superfluous, so too short for any practical use. So that's just going to be a full 3 feet of dead straight. And it's going to get relocated to roughly where the Crab is. The point that's under the Black 5 is currently a left hand, leading into a Y. I'm going to swap those around. Where the Crab is, there's going to be a dead straight, a second siding, and the diverging road will be the beginning of the outer curve. In the front, I'm going to minimise these down to 2 tracks out, and I'll show you what I've got planned in any rail a little bit later on. But if any rail is to be believed, I can use a 6'6" and a 6-foot radius curve. I've got a couple of nice little acrylic templates from the UK last week. Sorry, I can't think off the name who I got it from, but these look absolutely wonderful, and I will be back. I'll put it in the notes what the who I got them from. But yeah, so yeah, that's where I'm at the moment. Big thing, I've got the entire LMS collection and most of my freight stock out at the moment because, as you know, as anybody who's seen my layout knows, my layout sits above my display cases. So looking a bit yucky at the moment, so here we go. And I'm just taking the point motor out from underneath. You can see the point motor for the lead on the back road, and of course above all the boxes there, how tight I've got above all the double slip and sidings there. So that's it. And while I've got them all out, I thought we'll give one more whistle blow and then I'll put them away. There's a Huntsville, Austin 7, the Drury, the Little Manning Wardle, one ROD, and the 3F. Yay, it works. And I forgot someone. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do about the volume on the Black 5. I just can't seem to get it to be noisy. Anyway, here's what it is. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, Jonathan the other day just did a little video on soldering feeds to rails. I thought I would do my version. Now, because I've already laid my track, I'm laying these to the side, but this is a test track, so I'm not too concerned. First thing, of course, bit of flux. You can never use too much flux. I use a gas soldering iron just out of preference, but anything will do. There's plenty of good electric ones out there. Something really handy to use, set of tweezers. They're self-lockers like this, you can just stick them on the rail. It will hold everything together when you actually apply heat. Now, this is actually a feed that came off when I'm rewiring this morning. So I've already basically tinned the rail. The wire I've got is pre-tinned, so I'm not too stressed there. Now, I'll just hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Make sure the burner exhaust is going somewhere where I need it. It's not really working. Okay, we'll do it this way. There we go. Once that melts, feed a little bit more solder in. There it goes. And the wire. I'll stick it over there. And one last thing to do. Take that off. I'll turn you off for a moment. Is just very quickly, I'll just clean a bit of end and I'll just check that I've got a good joint. Always handy to have a multimeter handy. And away I go, and we have a good joint. Alright, not sure whether you saw that or not, but anyway, it is what it is. Alright, that'll do. Okay, reason for all the wiring changes is I've changed the way I'm doing it. I did try these copper strips, but found that they weren't very successful. Nothing wrong with the copper strip, it's just fragile, and connecting it to other copper strips, I found that the glue was a little bit, how do we put it, it wasn't as conductive as I would have liked, so it did kind of make life a little bit interesting. So what I've done is I have switched to, let's see if we get these to focus, into these little clips. Where are you? Not really focusing, is it? Yeah, there we go. Maybe, come on, you can do it. Anyway, I got these off eBay. They're only about $10, $20 for about 50. I got the two colours, the red and the blue. The blue's allegedly bigger, but it looks like they all seem to be pretty much 22 to 18 gauge. So I've got myself some 18 gauge from my buzz wires. I'm using some 22 gauge. It turned out to be single core. I didn't realise at the time I was ordering that. And that's basically how I'm doing it. I got the idea of Peter L from America, off his YouTube channel. He uses a similar, different clips, but a similar arrangement for his buzz wires. And I think his might actually be removable, which mine, shall we say, they're not irremovable, but it's a bit of effort. Anyways, works quite well. You clip them onto your buzz wire, which goes through. There we go. I didn't hold too well. And we'll just trim him down a little bit. Push him over a bit. There we go. Let's trim him. Then feed that wire in, push it right in. Grab my pliers, which are over here. Double check that I've got it all connected. Push it in, make sure it's tight in, and make sure it's close to home. And then once I've done that, we just double check. Now I had a oops up the end here, so because we're a dead end, I can check that I connected to. Nice thing about this, you can check the connections there, so we've got it connected there. And I'll just go up and check the top line. And no, I haven't got it up top. Sometimes they take a little bit, especially with the finer gauge, to connect. Try again, shall we? Let's see if I've got it now. Yep, that's it. So that should be a good connection now, and I shouldn't have any problems. Just close it off, and then repeat the same for the other end, and Bob's your uncle. And I'll have to fix this one up at the other end. That's just to tie off the end of the wire anyway. It's actually the end of the circuit around the board, so we'll see how we go. Alright, be back later.